So hey, what's up guys, Roblox here and welcome back to another episode of the MotoGP 20 career mode, and today we are going to be heading out to Thailand and then also the Japanese Grand Prix at Motegi. And the next episode will be the season finale. Once again, these episodes go around really quick. I don't know if you guys think that as well. But yeah, season finale next time. Championship is looking... we could get the win if we keep up the momentum. So let's head straight down to the grid. And before we do that, I want to just say, hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far, and let me know what you're up to down below in the comments. Smash the like button if you haven't already, and let's get racing in today's episode of MotoGP 20. Coming around the final corner then, this has been an alright lap to be honest. We're about a 10th off of Vinales. It's crept up to a quarter of a second, which has put us in, it's only P2 actually. Which isn't too bad. I might head back to the pits and just keep an eye on the times for now, just to see what everyone else is doing. I'm going to prep the bike ready to go for another one lap stint if we need it, but let's just keep an eye on the times. You can see we're dropped to third now as Quartararo slots into P2. We're down to P7. I think we probably should go for one more blast out on our Honda. We dropped to P8, yeah. 4 tenths off. I could probably gain a couple of tenths at least. Get us maybe to the second row, which would be a good, perfect starting position. I mean, the race is going to be a wet race as well, so it could all change come tomorrow. So let's just go out. Our teammates on provisional pole at the minute. So since sector 1 on this lap, it's been a bit of a good recovery actually. And we're a couple of tenths underneath for Marquez's time. What's it going to be as across the line? Oh, look at that. Almost breaking to 28. What a fantastic lap that is. So, decent pace around here. Very good pace, actually. Can we translate it into wet race pace? That's the next question. Hopefully we can. I can't see why not. Let's go for a full tank of fuel as well. And let's head down to the grid. Starting alongside our teammate then, and then we've got the Yamahas behind at the end of row 1 and 2. So Rins as well on the Suzuki doing pretty good too. So here we go then. It's all about the start. What can we do here alongside Marc Marquez? He's probably going to come up our inside if we're not careful. Here he comes. Classic bit of racing with our teammate into turn number 1 nicely. Oh, struggle for traction there. I'm going to leave it in power mode 2 just to help us along this straight, because look at that, Marquez lining someone up. Expect to see an orange blur go flying up our inside. I'm going to give him the space because I don't want to have a collision, but we've made it through nicely there. Nice and clean from everyone. Where's Marc Marquez gone? Dropped to P5 and Rossi's in P2 behind, so we lead on our Honda. See if we can set some good pace, but I don't know what happened to Marquez. Maybe he ran it deep or something in the braking zone. I didn't see him. I expected him to come flying up the inside, if I'm completely honest, but it didn't happen from him, I'm glad to say. And he's lost a few positions, which will help us out in the championship fight. It's all about looking after the tyres now in the wet. Gone for the soft wet tyres, but can't see them being a problem. They're not exactly going to overheat. It's wet track. Just whack it through a puddle if you need to call it down. 3 tenths behind is Valentino Rossi. Ooh, he's a bit closer than 3 tenths there, as I can't get the bike flicked over as quickly as he clearly can. There, Yamaha's probably got good traction, and Marc Marquez has made his way into P3 behind now. Into the final corner. Whoa! Contact! Valentino comes flying up our inside. I'm going to use bit power mode 2. Down this straight, and we'll slot it in behind him where we can pick up the slipstream on the exit now. Hopefully, bit of power mode 2 as well, but the doctor leads. Here we go with slipstream and power mode 2. Nice little run on the brakes into turn 3, a little bit deep. He gets us back, but we're going to hopefully get a good exit. Oh no, not quite. So the Yamaha man leads. Our teammate directly behind us. Oh, don't know which way to go. We're up the inside of the doctor. Whoa! Neck and neck through there. Oh, that was pretty scary. We both hang on, and Marquez into the lead now. Ooh, don't like racing with our teammate. I'm sure you've seen over the course of this season. It's been very tight, and we're back through on Marc Marquez. I think Rossi might get him back too here. But it's all, whoa, chopping and changing. Here come both of them up our inside. I'm going to get the inside line for the next corner, but I've lost out. And Marquez hits the front. Why? I don't know why we're so slow through that section. And Marquez has hit the front now. This is bad. Here we go. The inside. Whoa. Very deep on the brakes. Into the final corner. Whoa. The inside of Marc Marquez. Oh. They're all battling. This is one tense start to the race. We haven't even set a fast lap of the race. The Suzuki has. Of Rins or Mir. I can't remember which one it was. But I've braked way too early into this corner. And they've both gone clean around the outside there. It's all about who gets the better exit here. I need to sort out my braking zone into that end of the long straight. I was sort of put off by the fact that I was nowhere near my brake markers. Oh, look at that on the inside of Valentino Rossi. I'm going to use a bit of power mode too, just to try and keep with Marquez. Can't afford for him to go. We need to beat him in this race, of course, of the championship. Keep our hopes alive. And what's the gap as we cross the line? He gets a much better exit. 34.1. He's had a bit of a clean lap. A bit of clear air as well. Just to try and pull away. Struggling on exit there. We do too. Running a little bit wide on the AstroTurf. But Rins is behind now. I don't know where Valentino has gone. Ran it deep on the brakes there. Didn't know if we were going to get it slowed down at all. We did just about though. Pretty much bang on for fuel, so we need to keep an eye on it. Now Marquez is going to really stretch us. We're going to have to see if we can convert that qualifying pace into wet race pace now. We've got to go for a bit of a sprint in these tricky conditions. Track's drying. Changing every single lap. We'll probably start to find more grip, and it's about seeing if we've got the tyre life to make the most of that grip. So I'm probably just going to be a bit quiet now and just dig deep. See where we can close down the Spaniard. Got to watch out for the Suzuki behind as well. He seems to be going pretty quickly, Rins, at the minute. So Marquez sets a 33 flat. We set a 33.1. See if we can close down that gap a little bit. Power mode 2. I think we've closed down a little bit in this sector, to be fair, after the first sector. Just gotta keep it going. It's so tricky in these conditions. You're literally on the edge of grip at every corner, and you're on the edge of the limit as well, and you're just trying to find little tenths here or there. I'm running wide at turn 7. Get back on the track. Lucky that there's so much runoff here as well, and I've run it deep into turn 8. Once you get your line wrong into one corner, it follows through for the whole sector and you keep losing time. 0.4 of a second back to Marquez. This has been a bit of a lap from us, to be fair, despite running wide at a few corners. Like I said, there's so much runoff here, you can sort of get away with it too. Gonna go for power mode 2 at the start of this penultimate lap. See if we can get closer. 32.9. 32.9 as well. We're matching our teammates' pace. This could decide the championship, really. Come on. I really want to beat him here today if we can. Run it deep. We're good on the brakes, but I think by running it deep, we just lose it then down the straight. 32.3, 32.2. We're going to get the fastest lap. Struggled on the straight there, so did I. Ah, he's got away a tad. Just a tad. Eight tenths off again. Decided not to run it deep this time into turn 3, see if it helps us, but I don't know, I think we used to gain time. Maybe that's not... Maybe that was the better way to do it. Oh my god. Wow. Made up our own little track there. We've lost time. Oh, he's just too quick for us today, I think. Sort of been glued to the back of him, but now I've really had to push the pressure of the last lap. Not going in our favour. Oh! I think we're going to have to concede here. He's going to pull out another 5 points or so in the championship, I think. He was just too good for us today. After that initial battle with us, Vinales, and a little bit of Rins, the two Hondas able to pull away. But it is Marc Marquez that takes it from us. In the end, we ended up losing time on the last lap, overriding the bike, I think. But still got 4 rounds left. What is the point? Yeah, he's just too quick on that last lap. I couldn't take it up to the 31s. 50-point lead. 50-point lead in the championship. Let's see if we can beat him at the Japanese Grand Prix then. He wins here today, but can we get him back at the next round? Let's see. Let's head down to Japan and see how we get on. So Marc Marquez pipped us to pole in the end. I got provisional pole, ended the session with a few minutes to go, and once again he puts in the fastest lap, 45 flat. I actually did a 45 flat 009 in Q1, so if I'd have replicated that lap perfectly, would have been on pole position. But yeah, I just didn't have the consistency. Had pace, but not consistency, so I couldn't put it in when it mattered. So in terms of tyres then, I'm going to go medium front, and I'm going to go for a hard rear tyre, full tank of fuel as well. We're here in the dry to give another battle probably to our teammates, so let's see how we get on. Hopefully we'll go for the win. He's gone for a medium rear tyre, so let's see if our hard will help us out. He'll probably get a better start, to be honest, but we'll just have to wait and see. So, starting from the middle of the grid, Power Mode 2 for the launch as well. Let's go racing here at Motegi, a track that I do enjoy, but is quite a tough track as well. And that Ducati just flies up our inside. The hard rear tyre has not helped us in terms of our race start, but it will probably help us in terms of race pace and longevity. Going to end up being on the outside here. If we could just outbrake Dovizioso and slot into P2, that would be fantastic. Jack Miller's gone down. Obviously the factory Ducati rider for 2021. 2020 obviously a bit of a write-off, but yeah. Next year will be good to see Jack Miller on a factory Duke. And now we've got to give chase to our teammate on the other factory Honda here today. 6 laps ahead of us. The medium tyre being slightly softer than the hard obviously should give us enough race pace. It's soft enough to sort of grip up at the corners as well early on in the race, so it should be alright. I've gone for a real endurance rear tyre, just trying to make it last throughout this Grand Prix. We can lean on it a bit more and just be a bit more aggressive with power application, so hopefully that will help us out, find some pace when it really matters most. But here we go, this is our first opportunity to try and get past Marquez. This sort of end of this straight, we'll have a bit of slipstream. We've got Power Mode 2 as well. Look at this, getting alongside our teammate here. Whoa, contact there. He wanted to make room when there wasn't. But we end up into first place, the end of lap number 1. I knew that was a good opportunity. Power Mode 2, slipstream and everything. And that should end lap number 1 on first place. I will take that. So let's just see if we can carry on the momentum, build a bit of a gap to Marquez. Hopefully our hard rear tyre gives us the advantage throughout the race. Marquez still running in P2 then. It's about half a second behind us. And I'll be interested to see if he has good race pace here, because I'm pretty confident that we might be able to pull away a little. Not if we'd get on the grass a little bit there, but I'm pretty confident we might have the pace to start to pull away, although he's closed in that sector, but it's not been an ideal sector from us. And I ran it wide at turn 8. It's going to allow him back through. The only problem with running this hard rear tyre is that early on it's going to be pretty cold. Quite a lot cooler probably than Mark's rear tyre. He's got the medium in, which means we might struggle for optimum grip, which means we'll probably lose out on side-by-side battles at the exit of corners. You can see there, look, it's only later on that our engine kicks in and we get through on Marquez. Pretty good on the brakes as well, to be honest, which will help out too. But Marquez still in P2 then. He had a little sniff. I don't think that's the last we'll see of him all race, and Dovizioso's there too, so I expect we'll probably hear from Dovizioso in this race. We get a good exit out of the final corner, so I'm not worried about any final corner moves. It's the end of that long straight where I'm probably most worried. Maybe Marquez will go for it on the last lap, I don't know. Gonna be coming up to about halfway through this race after this lap, so this will probably be where we start to realise that our hard tyre will probably give us better performance. That's what I'm banking on. But we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, come on, a little bit of a kick from the rear there. Still half a second clear. And F1 2020 is just around the corner. I don't know when this is uploaded. I'm having to pre-record quite a lot of content at the minute, so I'm looking to take a week off just before F1 2020 comes out. So I still want to bring content, but I've got a week off work, so I want a week off YouTube as well. So I'm going to schedule some videos just for the week before the release, well, the early release of F1 2020. So yeah, just pre-recording quite a bit of content. And F1 2020, of course, we'll be doing a career mode on F1. I can't decide whether to do a regular career mode or the My Team career mode. We've got the MotoGP career mode this series, of course, which I want to carry on. It's just going to slow down a bit with the release of F1. So I'm worried that by doing 2 career modes on F1, this one might suffer. So I only want to do My Team or a regular career mode on F1. I can't decide which one I want to do. So I like the thought, to be honest, of racers a legit licensed team. I do prefer that than making my own team. I found that on here as well. I prefer using the licensed MotoGP teams than create a team, because I don't quite like the livery. I've made a huge mistake through there. That's cost us. Because making your own livery I find tough, so I'd rather just use the official one. So what I'll probably do is do a regular career mode. Whoa, Marquez right on the back of us. Might do a regular career mode on F1, do a season of that, and then jump into My Team and do a season of that, and then bring back either one of them. Or I'll just do both side by side and release them slowly. Don't know, let me know your thoughts. What would you rather see? Custom My Team career mode where you make your own team, choose an engine supplier, or just a regular career mode? Don't know. We'll see. I'll know better when I get my hands on the game, hopefully. You get a copy early. Whoa. And bring you some early content. That'd be great. That'd be ideal, that would. So, end of lap number 4, 2 laps to go. We're still ahead of Marquez. I've been waffling on and just chatting, so I haven't been focusing, but we're keeping a solid half a second gap to Marquez, which is good. I think we're going to struggle to win the championship, if I'm completely honest, but I'm not going to give up on the championship. You never know, Marquez could fall off in the last 3 rounds and gift us the championship. It's one of them, isn't it? And we're going to claw back a few points again, but it's still probably going to be about 40 odd points behind him. So with only 3 rounds left, it's going to be a tough one to win. But I mean, if he falls off in Australia, then and we get the win, that's 25 points clawed back already. And in the last 2 rounds, just fight it out with him. Could become champion that way. But our chances are looking slim, but I'm optimistic. And I would love to go and take the title back from him again next season. And I have signed for a new team next season already. I don't know what to say, but it doesn't leave any choices. If you know that I like the official teams and we've only got one more factory team, that sort of gives it away. But I'm not going to officially say. Because there's KTM we haven't been to, there's Suzuki and there's Ducati that we haven't been to. We've not ridden a Ducati bike on this game properly yet. I've only done one-off races online and stuff like that, but... And Suzuki, we haven't really ridden either other than online. KTM, I don't even think I've ridden online. But we lead here on the final lap. So it's all about just trying to keep hitting our apexes. Front tyres looking fine, rear tyres looking fine. A little bit on the cool side, the tyres, but I'd rather that than them overheat. You can see just struggling to put the rear tyre down, put the grip down, but our pace seems good. I've not had to push. The last race I was pushing like mad. This race I've just been chatting and chilling and riding, and we're basically going to take an easy win here. But Dovi's there in third place. I was hoping he'd be able to get Marquez, but again, I don't think he's going to be able to do that. Maybe Marquez will dump it at the final corner, that'll be good. But come on, Dovi, gotta go cheering on Dovizioso. One more section to navigate. I haven't used any power mode 2. That tells you how much I haven't had to push it. And I've almost ran so deep there. I thought we were coming off. Power mode 2, half a second clear from Marquez. A few more corners to navigate here. Into turn 11. Power out. Marquez fends off an attack from Dovizioso there. And just 2 more corners to go. And we're going to bring home the Japanese Grand Prix. The Japanese brand of Honda. Across the line. It's going to help us out in the championship too, which will be good. Let's see. We won by a second. 44 points now is the gap to Marquez. Like I say, he's got to fall off in one of these last 3 races, so maybe the racing gods will be on our side for this last episode coming up soon. But make sure you stay tuned for the finale. That'll be in a few days' time. I hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed this episode and this series. It's been a bit of a cracker, a bit of an interesting first race and a nice, relaxed, chilled out second race and a nice win under our belt. So if you are new around here, remember to smash the like button, share it around with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more F1 and MotoGP gaming content. So we'll see you guys in